This is pretty much how things have looked all day today. We've got a little winds, more like 10 miles an hour, something like that. Not too much. Like I say, Hurricane Matthew really isn't going to affect me that much. Oops, sorry. That was me. That wasn't a hurricane. But around here, it's not unusual to have trees fall. Most of them are like the 6-inch around versions tend to fall because this place, I believe, it was logged about 20 years ago. The big ones don't really tend to fall. But even, well, I can't really show you some of them in the woods now that have fallen because I've cleaned those out. But it's not unusual, and I expect to have that. The forecast here today and tomorrow is when we're going to see most of the effects from the hurricane. They're saying 1 to 2 inches worth of rain. I think overnight the winds are supposed to get up to like 30 miles per hour. So yeah, I'm expecting some trees to come down, but I'm not too terrible worried about it. But I just wanted to let everybody know I'm going to be fine. And I've also been watching the news here. I'm really glad to see how intelligently the state's handling this. I mean, I saw where they had hundreds of buses going down to Charleston to evacuate people, and not a lot of them came back empty because there just wasn't enough people needing that help. So that was good to see. I mean, I kind of was thinking back on Katrina because I did the same thing. I watched what was happening back then, and I was like, why didn't somebody do something? Why do you leave these people just stuck? Well, South Carolina reversed the traffic on the Interstate 26 going down to Charleston. All lanes were pointed north, up towards Columbia, and get the people out of there. They did a lot of smart things. They had plenty of shelters set up. Only one of them's really in use right now. I watched the news, and of course you've got the people that decided to just stay there and ride it out. Well, that's their choice. But the other smart thing they're doing, like I heard Hilton Head. I mean, Hilton Head, a lot of rich people, island, heard it's underwater now, right? But the fire department, the police department, the government of the island, they're not on the island. There's no 911 to call there. There shouldn't be, right? Everybody was given plenty of time. If you decided to stay, hey, yeah, maybe you know what you're doing, but if you don't, well, that was your choice. Don't put people's lives at risk. It's just stuff, and stuff isn't really that important. But I just wanted to let everybody know I'll be just fine. 30 mile per hour winds, we can live with it. I'm hearing some wind gusts at the moment, but hey, I expected that. I mean, the other thing I wanted to bring up is today has been like totally overcast. I got out this morning, did my weekly trip to town, and run by the recycling center and dumped off all the trash and stuff, and went by and did the grocery shopping, and that's all I see of you people. Once a week I go to town, and that's it, pretty much. And came back here, actually shut the solar system down for a little while just to do a little maintenance. It's probably down, half an hour or something like that. But over the day, I brought in about 5.5 kilowatts. And last time I looked, I've used about 6 kilowatts. I'm going to be in the hole a little bit today, but it's no big deal. My batteries hold over 100 kilowatt hours. So, should have said watt hours on all those numbers, but not a big deal. Tomorrow, it's going to start out overcast, but we're supposed to get some sun by the end of the day. I'm not using that much power. I mean, one of the great things about living out here in the woods is I got my windows open, right? The heat pumps are off because the windows are open. The temperature's in the low 70s. It's just beautiful out here. There's no need to run the heat pumps. I think I've used about 6 kilowatt hours today, and I'll use a few more kilowatt hours before the day is over, getting further in the hole. But it's not a big deal. People may get the idea of living off grid means doing without. Well, to me, it's more like doing with, because yes, you have to make the choice to, watch the weather, know what's going on, make smart choices. I haven't been doing a lot of stuff to use electricity today, and I've cut off things I could cut off. I mean, the water heater's still on because I'm not worried at all about running out of power. I try to be smart, but if you're hooked to the grid, you're like, well, I don't want to have to worry about that. I want to have as much power when I want it, and that's fine. But you're paying extra to have that convenience. Here, I don't do without anything. If it ever really got to the point where the batteries were low, I've got a generator to crank up. I don't have to do without. I just like living smart. And when I say I do with more, it's because I'm not spending that extra money. I mean, I could add more solar arrays. I've thought about adding another 2.5 kilowatts. But, I mean, so far, I think I've got a decent chance of making it through this winter without running the generator. Like I say, I ran it about 6 times last year, and this year I've got the wood stove. But living off grid doesn't mean dealing with less. It means dealing with more. And yes, you have to be a little more aware of what's going on and not just, waste energy. But you really don't have to do without at all either. So I just wanted to give everybody a feel of what's going on, let everybody know I'm okay, and I'll be okay, and I'll probably update y'all once the storm's cleared. But like I say, it's not a big deal. Take it easy. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.